The August 14th Woodbridge Township Board of Education will come to order. Mr. Secretary?
Mr. Coughlin?
Here.
Mr. Del Pietro?
Here.
Mr. Sedana?
Here.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Here.
Ms. Bourdain?
Here. Mr. Secretary, as required by the Sunshine Law, please read the notice of meetings.
Thank you, Madam President. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted as follows. On January 21st, 2025, emailed to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and the Municipal Clerk's Office, posted in Ross Street School Number 11 and the Board of Education Administration Building, also published on the school district website.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Treebwasser, please read the closed session statement.
Yes, Madam President. In compliance with the Sunshine Law, the board must go into closed session in order to discuss subjects exempted from the public portion of our meeting. The discussion to be held in closed session will be regarding personnel matters and privacy interests. Any information regarding the closed session discussion will be released to the public when the reason for discussing these matters in closed session no longer exists.
I have a motion by Mr. Treebwasser. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Della Pietro. Motion by Mr. Treebwasser, second by Mr. Della Pietro. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Please rise for the salute to the flag and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do I have a motion to reconvene?
So motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Treebwasser, second by Mr. Della Pietro. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Roll call, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Coughlin?
Here.
Mr. Del Pietro?
Here.
Mr. Sedana?
Here.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Here.
Ms. Bourdain?
Here. Will someone make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
So motion.
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Treebwasser and a second for Mr. Della Pietro. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Mr. Secretary, please state for the record any notice of bids received by the board.
Madam President, no bids were received.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Woodbridge Township Board of Education welcomes and encourages active, productive, and respectful participation by members of the public and seeks to protect the First Amendment rights of those engaged in the exercise of free speech at this Board of Education meeting. Members of the public are requested to express themselves in a civil manner with due respect for the dignity and privacy of those whose legal rights may be impacted. The public is now invited to speak regarding the agendas being presented this evening. When you come to the microphone, please provide your name and the section of township in which you reside, along with the specific agenda item number you wish to discuss. As per Regulation 1100D, comments must be limited to no more than 5 minutes. No responses will be given until you have completed your opportunity to speak. Okay. Moving on. Superintendent's agenda. Dr. Massimino, do you have any recommendations?
Yes, Madam President, I have 18 items to present to the board this evening.
I make a motion for the superintendent's agenda.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Treebwasser, second by Mr. Della Pietro. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Roll call, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Coughlin?
Here.
Mr. Del, yes or no?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Mr. Del Pietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
And Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Communication, Policy, and Planning, Mr. Coughlin.
The Communication, Policy, and Planning Committee, on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following 7 items. I move for the adoption of the foregoing.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Coughlin. I have a second by Mr. Della Pietro. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Del Pietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Curriculum, extracurricular activities, and technology, Mr. Sedana.
Thank you, Madam President. The Curriculum, Extracurricular Activities, and Technology Committee, on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, presents the following 11 items. I move for the adoption of the foregoing.
I have a motion by Mr. Sedana. Second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Treebwasser. Are there any comments or questions for the board? Roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Del Pietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Finance and Insurance, Mr. Treebwasser.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance and Insurance Committee, on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Business Administrator Board Secretary, presents the following 13 items. I move for the adoption of the foregoing.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Treebwasser. I have a second by Mr. Delapietro. Roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Delapietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Safety and Security, Mr. Delapietro.
Thank you, Madam President. The Safety and Security Committee, on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following recommendations. The one item, move for the adoption of the foregoing.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Delapietro, a second by Mr. Sedana. Any comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Delapietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Dining and Transportation, Mr. Delapietro.
Thank you, Madam President. The Dining and Transportation Committee, on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Business Administrator Board Secretary, presents the following 10 items. I move for the adoption of the foregoing.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Delapietro, a second by Mr. Treebwasser. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Delapietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Equity Commission, Mr. Sedana.
Thank you, Madam President. The Equity Commission Committee, on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following one item. I move for the adoption of the foregoing.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Sedana, a second by Mr. Coughlin. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Delapietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Personnel Agenda, Mr. Delapietro.
Thank you, Madam President. The Personnel Committee, on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, presents the following 21 items. I move for the adoption of the foregoing.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Delapietro, second by Mr. Sedana. Any comments or questions from the board? Roll call, Mr. Wolferman.
Mr. Coughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Delapietro?
Yes.
Mr. Sedana?
Yes.
Mr. Treebwasser?
Yes.
Ms. Bourdain?
Yes. Mr. Bush, do you have any
I
recommendations?
don't this time, thank you.
Is there any old business that should be brought to the attention of the board? Any new business that should be brought to the attention of the board? We will now open the meeting for public comment. If you wish to say something, please come to the microphone, provide your name and the section of township in which you reside for the record. Again, members of the public are requested to express themselves in a civil manner with due respect for the dignity and privacy of those whose legal rights may be impacted. Please limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes in accordance with Regulation 1100D. No response will be given until you have fully completed all of your comments as to not interrupt your 5 minutes opportunity to speak.
Hello, good evening. Tom Maris, Fords, New Jersey. Nice to see you all again. And as I kind of jokingly said the other day at the town council meeting, quoting something out of the John Wick movies, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back, and I am. Take that as you will. All the levity aside, I thought we used to have an opportunity to address the board on each of the things that the superintendent's presentation or anything else that is within the finance committee or any other thing without using up our 5 minutes. And I'm pretty sure you still go by the 5-minute rule, so whatever I'm doing right now will probably be encapsulated in the 5-minute, or can I ask separate questions about things that are on your agenda without burning up my 5 minutes?
Mr. Maris, there are two sections. The first section, which I read, you have the opportunity to speak on the agenda, and this is now the open public portion, which...
That was not clear, and I thought we would go through it, but okay, fine. My misunderstanding, but thank you for the clarification.
Mr. Maris, I'll show you the order.
I'm sorry?
I can show you at the end the statement that I read.
I'm still not hearing you correctly. I'm sorry, the echo here.
I said, I'm sorry, I can show you when we're through the statement that I read where it does say that, but...
I'm not refuting that.
Okay.
I just didn't quite understand it because I was used to, again, going back at a different time when we used to come here. So let me try to run through a couple of questions. We will look at the superintendent's presentation for the following recommendations. Points 2 and 3, I'd like a further explanation on that, anti-bullying rights and what that means. Title I, parental environment, what does that mean? Going down to number 10, actually number 9 and 10, the Board of Education renews payment to Rethink Ed to renew autism program at the rate of $54,450 for 25-26 school years. Is that all inclusive? What does that cover? What are they doing for that money? Number 10, the Board of Education approves payment to Center of Behavioral Health, MD-PA, to provide psychiatric evaluations. And that's going to be $570 combined neuropsychotic evaluations. Who makes the determination who needs it and how often? And then the rate will be $675. No show fees, I'm not sure what that means. 2 consecutive visits, districts will be charged a session fee for $20 and $25, pardon me, 2025 to 2026 school year. Again, are those per child? How does that break down? You go to finance and insurance, that the Board of Education approves the payment of bills in the amount of $4,685,389.66. Capital projects bills in the amount of $66,000, and food services departments in the amount of $773,921.75. Again, I'd like a lot more explanation on that. If we get into the school year budget, I'll run out of time. But beyond that, I also want to bring up a couple of things that are very important. Again, with the 5-minute limitation, I'm going to try to squeeze as much as I can in. Where do we stand on DE funding and changes? How much money is coming back to the school district since you've changed your policy on spending as much as you did? What have you accomplished in getting rid of the DEI programs, which are no longer popular, as you know? And how have you changed that? What specifically have you done? School enrollment. There was something that came up at the town council meeting the other night. Somebody was asking about school enrollment. Can you break down school enrollment for every school? And if so, what is that enrollment? What constitutes too many children in one grade or in one class, if you will? And also, do you have a record of how over the last at least 2 years, if not 3, the scores have changed for the enrollment in each one of those schools per class? I know I'm asking a lot. Well, I said I'm back, so fair warning. And finally, something very serious, and kudos to the township. They are updating one of their ordinances. They're going to try and control the horrific acts of kids and other people that are out there on scooters and other electrical devices that are a danger not only to themselves, but certainly to the public. And I'm wondering if the school has any program, or would even consider a program, to teach kids safety about using those vehicles or bikes, whatever they may be. And I hope that you will. I hope you'll work with the township on that to educate the children. Don't do this. This is why. Because not only can you get killed, your parents may be held liable, but you put also the public at risk as well.
Thank you, Mr. Maris.
And that's it.
Thank you. You got it in.
All right, I'm going to do my best here, Mr. Maris.
Okay.
On the superintendent's agenda, item 2 is put on our agenda yearly. Self-assessment for determining grades under the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights. That's for HIBs. There's a self-assessment that gets submitted to the DOE. So this is a standard line item that we put on every year because it's mandated by the state. So we do this, we submit it to the state, we post it on our websites. Same for item 3. As you can see, the second half of it, the Title I parent involvement policy on district level is in compliance with the New Jersey Department of Education Consolidated State Plan. That is that parents have the opportunity to attend meetings in the Title I schools, know what programs they're running. Obviously, they've received different funding, so they're going to offer things different than schools that do not receive that funding. Item 9, Rethink Ed. I could have Ms. Bear follow up with you. That's a program that we've had.
Okay.
This is just simply a renewal. I couldn't off the top of my head go into every component of it, but it is something that we use every year. And obviously it is for our autism classes, which we do have to find specialized curriculum for them.
Yes.
Number 10, what I'm going to ask you to take a look at is its psychiatric evaluation fit to return. So that's making sure if somebody went out, they're fit for duty test. This would give that the Center for Behavioral Health the ability to do that. Psychiatric evaluations, neurodevelopmental evaluations, those are all things that obviously we would have to have somebody do if there was an event where our child study team couldn't manage it for whatever reason. Obviously, we would outsource it to additional experts. If it was something for the Human Resources Office to use because we had a question about someone's fit for duty and needed a neuropsych, obviously we would utilize their services. The finance and insurance question I'll leave to Mr. Wolferman. I know you asked another question about class size, building enrollment. That's all reported every year to the state when the state publishes that. I can't answer that, but if you're asking if we can track achievement data by classroom, it's not broken down that way.
That's why I'm asking it.
But
I'll come back, I'll submit Oprah's, or I'll contact you accordingly.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just letting, when we do it.
And I'm not trying to mousetrap anybody, please
No,
don't
it's
take
fine.
that.
It's not broken down that way by the state, and I say that with the idea of, it's not, well, this teacher, when it gets reported by the state, let me put it this way. When it gets reported by the state, it's grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, 7, 8, it's clustered.
I'm more worried about our school district than the state is another whole story. Specifically, that's why I'm here. I'm talking to you people who run our school system and how we run it. And that's why I'm asking the questions I am. But you're helping me, and thank you. I'll
No, that's fine.
rephrase my
I
questions
can't go
in the
through
future.
24 schools, classroom by classroom, from 2 years ago to tell you who was in that class, how they performed on the state tests, and how that affected our decisions doing class rosters and scheduling for 2 years after.
Not off the top of your head, but is that available through an Oprah request, if I have to do it that way?
We'll take a look at it. I don't know that
Fair enough.
specific data exists in the form that you're asking it for.
Just letting you know what's coming, that's all.
We're
All right,
happy
I'm
you're
sorry,
back. You can ask all the questions you'd like. We'll do the best we can answer them within the confines of what we can answer. As far as the e-bikes, what I would say is this, Mr. Maris, if the township asks us to partner with them to, it's not my ordinance.
No.
I don't know what their ordinance says. If it's about safety, love it. It's great. My kids rode bikes. Now we're working with permits, so we're moving on to bigger vehicles, which is a little scarier because now they have to manage the kids on bikes. Whatever the township is doing, if they have a program, we'll continue to be a supportive. They've been good partners of ours for long before I got here and hopefully long after I'm gone. Woodbridge Police Department has a pretty steady presence in our building, so I don't know if you're asking if they can come in, if they'd like to come in. If there is something they would like to do to spread the word and it's educational and helps promote safety, I'm all in.
Well, I'm bringing it up only because one of the sergeants, Angelo, I believe, was there and presented it as a request for the board considering a new ordinance or an amendment to an ordinance.
For the council?
Yes, to the town council.
Okay, because you said board.
On Tuesday night. And I'm bringing this up because I think it really gets back into what we teach kids here. And if we don't teach them respect and responsibility, it's not going to permeate into the rest of the community.
All right,
so
Mr.
if we
Maris.
can reach them with that, I understand. I know I'm going
Sorry.
over, but thank you. I wanted
Thank
to make
you.
that point.
Okay.
And let's all work together. Look, nobody's here. We got a couple of minutes. Let's talk.
Mr.
We'll
Maris,
all
though,
work
we
to do
have,
the same thing. To make
this
the
is
town
not a
better
conversation
place.
time, and I
You're
appreciate you're looking
welcome.
out for the
thank
safety
you.
of the children.
And thank you for your indulgence. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. John Bertari, Woodbridge. The question, is that open session or is it just on the finance and insurance?
Is that your only question?
Can we talk about anything or just about
No, this is the open, this is the same.
Pause the
as-
time for a second? I'm not sure why there's confusion on this. I think it's been about, please don't quote me. And we have, some changing staff, so we don't have the history here. It's been at least more than 3 years. It's been at least 3 years since we've done what every other school district basically in New Jersey does, which is consolidate all agenda comments into one section
Good.
and all public comments into one section. Not all boards have two public comment sessions, but no boards that I know of, except for Woodbridge when it did it years ago, and again, it was at least 3 years ago, maybe before or during the pandemic, we switched it just for other reasons, and it just made sense to consolidate all comments and questions on agenda items to one segment, which was what I think the Madam President was saying. And then this is the section for public comments, general public comments, okay? And I didn't want to take your time by answering that, but I want to make that clear for you and Mr. Maris and anyone
I
else.
just
who might
want to
be
go
thinking.
back about the,
Okay. If you could resume
the
his time.
food,
Thank
number
you.
one, with the food, I think with the place last year, at that time, Director Don Harris was over here. My question was about the people backed out the food, providing food for the kids over there. And my question was to him, because they broke out of a contract, would they have to pay the, penalties because they backed out of a contract? And they said that when the contract that was there, that they were guaranteed to make profit. And to me, I never heard anything before in my lifetime that anybody could break the contract because he's not making money on it. But so my question would be today, all the work, all the contract that you made, is there such a thing that any people that enter into the agreement to back out without being penalized? Or I'm sure there's a people that do the right job, they could be fired or something, but if they backed out their own, I mean, they should be penalized because they signed a contract. A second thing would be, that I'm asking tonight, seems to me we kind of making catch-ups. We always behind our eight ball, so to speaking. We behind our schools, behind this, behind that. Do you get any kind of outside expertise besides people on the board, the people in the council, in the township, that kind of advise us where did we make a mistake? I mean, it's not wrong to find out that we all make mistakes. Did we make anything wrong, what we approved, what we're going to approve? I think it would be a very great idea. I mean, everybody else, banks are banks, but they still go for outside help to make sure that it's the right investment. Now we build the schools, by the time we build them, they're not obsolete, but they're not big enough. Did we take consideration all the kids will come to the schools because from other towns, the apartments, whatever it is, they're coming. They're coming for different reasons, not just because of apartments, because they're better schools than so people move to the town, we know that. So for some reason, if it's anything that, we all supposed to know what we're doing, but again, maybe somebody else went through the same kind of experience and made a mistake, which we might, I don't say you're going to do it, but you might. And I think when you talk to teachers are complaining, everybody's complaining, parents are complaining, something is not right. I mean, it's just overwhelming that's coming to this town. And it's a big burden, and I don't blame you or anybody, but again, I don't think that anybody expected what's happening. You go to town hall, they're going to talk about the sports, about schools. They don't talk about education. You come over here, they don't talk about the town hall because they make decisions. But I think there's nothing wrong to pay people, not just the people to teach kids to be whatever it is, but as an advisory board, to tell somebody, say, listen, guys, this is wrong, this is wrong. I know a person that's multi-billionaire at a company, construction company, he was going bankrupt. And they hired a special CPA to look into it. He says, you got too much liabilities. Well, I got this and that, but you're not going to use that liability for next 10 years. You don't need it. You only for 2 years. So let the other thing go and become again, sufficient company. It's like today is, again, in business, doing great thing. But that would be my advice, not that you have to take it, but I think that's what it's like I said, nothing wrong to look outside, even if 100% sure, did we make any mistake? So you can go you go to ask the student for a question, he's got to give an answer. You ask the people at the council, think over there for the answer. Okay, Mayor, what's the answer? So we can't do this. We got to do it something because we are, the way it looks at it, we are kind of behind the 8 ball. No matter where you look at it, there's a problem. So thank you for your time again. That was my suggestion, and I think I'm talking as a concern because it's a great town, great people, so don't lose it. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
respond?
I'll be candid with you, Mr. Vitarak. Your first statement, was that a question?
My first question was, did you, what kind of contract you made with the food or anything that we make people in a contract? Do we make any kind of a,
We enter into different contracts with different vendors for different purposes, so I don't know that I could.
but I mean, can they get out of a contract because they're not
You're
making
saying-
profit?
Okay, so as I was going to say before you cut me off, I can't say they, because that would be speaking about all contracts, and I would be remiss to say every contract is the same. So I don't know if the contract, I'm fairly certain the contract that we have with construction companies to build a school and the engineers and the architects is likely different than the contract we sign with our food service vendor, because they're different services, so the contracts would be different. So I would be remiss to give a general answer to such a specific question when the contracts are specific to the vendor and the service they're providing.
No, but can I follow up the question? I remember back in junior high school in Woodbridge over here, they were building front steps on a building. Took them 3 times to do that right. And every time, I believe, same contractor got a job. In that case, would you fire the guy?
So we're gonna, in a case like that, we're gonna follow the bylaws that are prescribed, right? There's legal remedies for this. I mean, you could probably talk to Mr. Maris. I'm sure he could probably give you the answer to this. When you're dealing with construction companies, there are inclusions in that contract if X should happen, if Y should happen, if Z should happen. Why? Because things happen, right? Natural disasters happen, emergencies happen, delays happen, supply chain issues, whatever. There's contingencies, and then there's remedies by law, which again, I don't mean to sound redundant, that's specific to that contract and that vendor, which may be different than another contract with a different vendor for a different service. So in some, we may have the option to say, okay, we can cut ties, and in some, we would have to say, nope, we have a process that we have to go through. If you have a specific one you'd like to question, by all means, I'd reach out to Mr. Wolferman. I'm certain he'd be happy to explain it to you.
Thank you. Great.
All righty?
Thank you, Mr. Paterick. Is that all? The chair will entertain a motion to...
motion.
Okay, okay. I have a motion by Mr. Treebwasser and a second by Mr. Delapietro. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Meeting is adjourned.